just to fill everybody in that's listening, this podcast is going to be a little bit of everything: shit talking, to serious conversations like we are with Mike right now, to just another day at Tops, I guess. It's going to bounce around, so for sure people are going to have to wear earmuffs. Whoever don't want to hear Jesus and Craig cussing, but
yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, because
I'll try to watch.
You know how bad we are. Terrible.
Yeah, this.
I'm rather surprised to hear any cussing coming from our choir boy, Jesus.
Balance in everything, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All right, welcome everybody to another episode of Top's Daily Grind. We are on episode 71, or is it 17?
71.
71, okay.
71.
Might be dyslexic, I'm not quite sure.
No, you got it. Nailed it.
I am your host, Aaron. I got a couple jokers with me here today that I invited in because I'm taking over here at the Top's Daily Grind. How you guys doing today?
We're sad because our show got taken over.
I'm feeling...
Is this how it feels when you get kicked off?
Yeah.
I guess.
Like fired?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you still have to come to work?
Yeah.
John,
is that what it feels like, John?
I don't know.
I've been laid off once, but I got a severance and they hired me right back.
I've never been fired. You have never been fired before? Have you?
No.
Oh, you just got laid off too?
You got laid off. Laid off. I've been laid off, but I've never been
Did you get a
fired.
severance? Was it a nice severance? Yeah.
It was decent. It was,
I was 19.
It was better than nothing. Yeah. So, could have been a lot worse.
How about you, Edgar?
Never. No. Never fired or laid off.
And somebody's listening and they're like, I just got fired today. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, right. This is like the low point of their life. And they're coming here to feel better about themselves, and we're just fucking them.
I think the low point was when they turned on to Top's Daily Grind.
Yeah, probably. That's probably true.
That's messed up. Why would you say that, Aaron?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
So, John,
sorry whoever's listening.
You've never been fired?
I've had 3 jobs in my life.
And never been fired?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Why would that even surprise you?
Well, because probably he messes up so bad in each one. It's so funny that they just keep him on. They're like, you know what? He's just gonna mess up somewhere else. We'll keep him here.
Yeah.
We'll keep him here.
Anyway.
Nah, I've never been fired.
So what brings you to Idaho? Back to the important stuff, not talking about John's fuck-ups.
Lack of not getting fired, which is shocking to everyone, apparently.
Yes.
What brings me to Idaho is that I've had a huge shift in my life in the last few months and decided to take my family of 5, including my dog, on the road for at least a year, full-time RVing. So huge shift. Left my stable pastoral job that I'd been at for 12 years and went full-time YouTube and rented out my house and hit the road with a truck and trailer and going and seeing the sights, seeing America, and just kind of seeing where we end up. And so Idaho was definitely early on the spot, and I knew that you guys were here, and I was like, man, I got to go to Tops Knives.
How far into your adventure are you?
2 whole weeks.
Oh, okay, so this is really starting out. So you're still in the enjoying it phase.
Have you rethought your decision?
We were talking about this earlier. Maybe it was when Craig and I were walking over to the diner, which was delicious, by the way. Thank you. But the way that I would describe, because it's been like a 6-month process. My wife and I really came to this conclusion last September of 2020, and we just left, whatever it was, like first week of June 2021. The process has been like becoming new parents. I have 2 kids, 5 and almost 3. And when we had my firstborn, Peter, and if you can relate to having children, it is like, one, you have these moments of like, why did we do this? And then you have moments of like, this is why we did this. This is amazing. This is phenomenal. And it's just this very much like upside down feeling, that you have, that your routines are completely out of whack, late nights, early mornings, you're discovering things are, broken or not working the way you thought they would. And you're trying to rearrange your whole life in the sense of a child around this child and what their needs are. And in a sense, taking your family of 4 plus dog in and shrinking us down into this 34-foot travel trailer and learning how to operate that way has felt very much like that. Great, amazing moments like, yes, this is why we're doing it, but then they're nice where you're like, gosh, this was stupid.
Well, think about it. Like, what happens if you get in an argument in the kitchen? And like I'm going to the living room,
Right.
which is like literally a step over.
As you're sitting there pouting.
Right.
It's raining outside. It's like, shit, I can't go outside. I can't avoid her. I gotta take a shit.
Yep.
Like,
That's about the only spot.
Bathroom.
Thankfully, the way the trailer that we picked out has 3 rooms. So we have like a dedicated bedroom with like a door, not like a curtain or something, like a door. The bathroom is completely separate. We have the main living space, and then the boys have a bunkhouse with a door as well. So there is at least like 3 portions of the RV that are, you can kind of segment off. And if the boys are being like nuts, it's like, yep, go in your room. Don't want to see you for an hour. I don't care what you do in that little tiny space, but thankfully you're so small. But just be there.
What do they think of it, this whole thing? Because this isn't normal for everyday kids.
Yeah, totally. And so my youngest, Jude, who will be turning 3 in a couple weeks, he loves it. He's very much adventurous, and like anything you say, like, hey, let's go jump off a cliff, he'd be like, awesome, how far is it? Like that's kind of his personality. Whereas my older son Peter, we're discovering he likes consistency and stability. Obviously, particularly with this, at this moment, it's not very stable. And when you're moving from place to place, you never really have a sense of stability. We, as his parents, are stable, and the environment of his family is, but location to location and the environment. And so there was definitely in that first week moments where he's like, why are we doing this? Can we go back home? And we're like, no, there's someone else living in our home for like a whole year, buddy, at least. Like, this is it. And he's like, I hate this RV. Can we explode it? That's literally what he said.
Sounds like my son.
He exploded.
So did you guys like leave all your family behind too?
Yeah. So my wife's family's in
they're bringing them all with them.
Yeah,
it's like a train.
Yeah, it's like a train of RVs.
Right.
Well, maybe they don't live there.
Yeah. So they're in her side of the family is in Pennsylvania, but my entire side of the family, and I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and my parents are still together. So, and almost all of them are married. So there's like pushing almost 20 of us now with kids and aunts and uncles and everybody in Denver. And so I'm saying goodbye to all of them, and I've been there since I was 9, and I'm 35. So it's a big shift, to do all that. But my wife and I really felt like it was time to do that. We needed a big change, and I could have just shifted jobs or, like done something very, if you will, comfortable. Coming from a background of, walking with Jesus Christ, there's a term that you can put faith to. It's also spelled risk. Because without risk, there's no opportunity for faith to actually be applied. And so we had to take a risk in some way. Otherwise, we were just kind of living a very mundane life, and we felt like a very mundane existence. It wasn't bad. It was great. We had very stable, good job. Everything's great, right? But it's just very like, cool, is this it? And this is what we're going to do for like the next 30 years?
Well, it probably wasn't. I mean, it sounds great on paper, but I'm sure it didn't feel like that, especially if you got to this decision to go out and do it. To me, it sounds like something I would do if I was just like bored of the same thing over and over.
There's a difference between like being content and being complacent, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's kind of how it was. We were very content, but it was turning into complacency of just like, okay, so then I guess this is just what it's going to look like, forever. And it's not bad, but is there more out there that we could experience, that we could do together? And that is part of the, the motivating factor of really, in a way, just completely shifting your life and turning it upside down.
Plus, in a way, you'll realize if what you had before was the best.
Right.
Like if you hate this, then you're like, this was good.
Yep.
You'll appreciate it.
Yeah. It'll put a higher value on it, maybe, than it was, before.
Yeah, because like for example, us, we get that way sometimes too, just being at home, and we go somewhere, and then within a week, like we miss being home.
Yeah, that was my next question for him. Have you gotten to that point? Usually, when you take a trip, it's all fun in the beginning, but then you get to a point when you're like, I'm ready to go home. Have you guys gotten to that part yet?
No, and I think that part of it is just the mental preparation that we've gone through, and it wasn't just like a rash decision, like, okay, next month we're getting out of here, kind of thing. It was this long process of almost like half a year of walking things through, and every step of the way, it was like, okay, we're going to buy a truck. Okay, are we sure we're going to do this? Because we're going to like pull equity out of the house and go buy a truck. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, next step. Okay, and we're going to literally place the order for the RV. We're going to do this. Yes. Okay, cool. So there was
it's not a vacation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so really having that mindset, and even though it was really cool just this week, and my oldest Peter that I was talking about before, that wanted to like explode the RV, this week he was like, "Can we go home?" And we were like hanging out doing something, and he didn't mean Denver, he meant the RV.
Oh, okay.
Which was really like a cool kind of like, yeah, and that's kind of how we feel, right now is like, yeah, this is home, and it'll change from place to place, but this environment is home, and so that's been a good transition. And I don't know if I know what you're exactly the feeling that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. I don't know if we will hit that, when, I'm sure there will come a point where we need to put down roots again, and I don't know if that's just 1 year and we're like, cool, we did this adventure, it was awesome, but it's time to go back home, or, like find a new place to live, or if we're like, man, we're made for this, let's keep trucking for a couple years until we figure out what we're supposed to do.
What's your plan B if it doesn't?
I mean, the easiest fallback solution is, we rent out the house for a year, and it would just be to go back to the house. I mean, Colorado is an amazing, amazing place. I love so much of it. And we would, in a way, kind of go back into the routines that we had. It wouldn't be very difficult to kind of get back into the life that we were living, at least for the moment, to transition to whatever the next thing would be.
Interesting.
Okay. How many times have you used the hashtag van life?
Not on my Gideon's Tactical post, but on my new YouTube channel with Shrek every time.
Dang it. That just ruined it for me. I'm out.
What are the, because me, if I was doing this, I would have like, this is a for sure place we got to go. This. What's your top 5? Because I know you have more than that.
Sure.
So besides tops, what are your other 4 for sures?
Right. So I know we wanted to come into Idaho. We have friends in Spokane, so we're going to be in Idaho and Spokane area for that for like a week and a half. That was definitely like, let's get up there. We haven't been up into the Northwest very much. I have a couple times as a kid, and my wife and I did like a Alaskan cruise, which was fun, like right before we had children. But that, and then I've been to Yellowstone many times, but my wife has only once. My kids never have, so we definitely want to hit Yellowstone on our way back into Denver before like the weather changes, and then we basically are just going to go from state to state, starting in Arizona, and just go Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, all the way through the south, over to Florida next spring, and then all the way up the coast, up to see her family at the end of like our lease of our house that we've done, and ending up there to see her family, stay there for about 2 weeks, and then go, okay, we're going to keep going and go up into the Northeast and do that all that summer and do at least another year, or we're going to go, okay, that was fun, time to go home and try and figure things out. Then we can just bolt back across the country and go back to Denver. So that's kind of the ballpark plan, and just see a lot of stuff along the way. My wife really likes the coast. It's funny because I was born in San Diego and grew up there, and I was at like 20 minutes from the beach until I moved to Denver when I was 9, and I don't really give a rip about the ocean. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's fine.
I hate the ocean.
Yeah, it's like, sure.
Yeah, I hate the ocean. I like the mountains.
Yeah, mountain, dude, all day.
Yeah,
all day.
I hate the ocean, though.
But it's funny how you get I think it's because you get so used to it. I remember when Aaron came, what's his name? Aaron Morgan. The designer of the Brush Wolf, and we were just walking out here, and he's like, man, look at that mountain over there. And we're so normal to it, and we're like, oh yeah.
There's one over there too.
I don't think I could live anywhere where there's no mountains.
You know what? I agree with that. Like, but I love the ocean too. Like, for me, where we live, I love this place, and I don't think I would want to live anywhere else. But I love seeing different stuff. I love to, like, one of the first things I do whenever we go somewhere new is like look at the plants, look at the trees, look at the flowers, look at whatever's growing there, and just be like, oh man, that's just not even close to the same, or hey, this is similar. Mm-hmm. And that's maybe sounds really weird, but that's one of my favorite things to do is just look at the different plants and the ocean. Like, holy crap, you can see miles like all around, and I can't do that here. Mm-hmm. So I like the different. I like the different scenery, but I would prefer to live here.
We get it. You're an Eagle Scout. You like to look at plants.
Okay.
We know that you wanted to be.
He's an alleged Eagle Scout.
I probably didn't even get the botany badge. All right, so screw you guys.
Would your wife be down to do something like that? Travel a full year in an RV?
It depends. No, probably not like that. But we've talked about different ways of traveling long term for things that would be cool.
Because I think the way he's doing it is cool because you do feel like you have a home to go to with the RV being the same thing every day. because that's your
Yep.
that's
you can
your support.
you can just pick it up and move it.
And being in a hotel is just you'd never feel at home. Like you'd be just weird the whole time.
I hate
Agreed.
hotels. That's why I always Airbnb.
Or Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb.
Even now, it's still kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's more comfortable than
it is
than a
for
hotel
sure.
room.
For sure. It depends. You know, it depends on the hotel. I'm not opposed to hotels, but it depends.
It's your penthouse.
Did you kind of push towards this idea for your content, or was it this like separate, a different idea?
Was the content just an added bonus that you get to do?
I think the content was just an added bonus that we got to do. Yeah, the idea itself. I mean, my wife and I talked about this like when we retire. You know, like everybody does probably. Like, oh yeah, it'd be cool to like when we retire, travel to America and like do whatever. But it really, and I did not think that she was going to say yes to it. You know, I thought she's going to be like, no, like that's cool, great idea, nah, And I remember, I'll never forget, I was sitting on the porch, and I really felt like we had known for a while, like we had been praying about it, we've been asking God to like give us wisdom on like what the next phase of our life looks like. We know it's not this, but we don't know what it should be, right, before we came to this decision. And I for like a week, I'd been really feeling like I need to ask her if she would want to like full-time RV, and I'm like, she's gonna shoot that down like immediately. And we were sitting on the porch in August, knowing that we needed a change and we were going to change, but we just didn't know what. And I said, hey babe, I know it sounds wild, but what do you think about just like selling everything and getting an RV and we travel America for a while and just like I quit my job and everything? And she goes, that sounds amazing. Like immediately, not like, that's and she's like analytical. She did spreadsheets for a defense contractor. I mean, she likes to know all the ins and outs and everything. And the fact that she was just like, yep. And I'm like, well, wait a second. Like, we need to actually like talk about this a little bit.
Do you think that maybe she called your bluff a little bit and then it turned into, wait, now we have to go do it?
No, because we talked about it for like weeks after that.
Oh, okay.
Like, we talked about it that night for like 3 hours after she said yes, and I was like, okay, well, let's sleep on it for like a week and then come back and see if we still feel that way. So there was like a month process of like, what would that actually look like? Okay, financially, how could we do that? What would that look like for the kids and their education? What would that look like for the house? Do we sell the house? Do we rent the house? Like all that different stuff. So there was definitely a process to get to that place of saying, okay, we're going to commit to this.
Yeah. What did your folks think?
So this is what's really cool is my parents, before I was born, my dad had just gotten a job at what was at the time General Dynamics, I think, or Martin Marietta, I can't remember, one of the defense contractors that my wife later worked for and stuff. They never worked together.
It's
on your shirt.
It's right here.
Oh, is it? Where's my Mac? Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Hey, John, eat the fly or something so that it like leaves.
Pass.
So my dad had just landed this job, like a really good job. They'd just gotten married. They're out of college. My mom was working at the college, I think, and they decided to quit both of their jobs for almost a year and do a bike trip very similar to what we're doing. So, like, I'm talking about, like, road bike. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they got, like, I think they were in an apartment at the time, got out of their apartment, gave their car to a friend for, like, a year. It was like, yeah, like, take care of it. Here's the car. Don't wreck it. And got rid of most of their stuff. And basically, when you see those people on the road that you want to, like, honk at and, like, drive them off the road on their bikes with, like, their little, like, saddle bags and stuff, and they're going, like, cross country. They did that from San Diego all the way up into British Columbia and then all the way down through Idaho and Montana and all the way through, like, everywhere. And they did that for almost a year.
Wait, when you say road bike, you're talking like a
A
motorcycle?
pedal, like road,
like a bicycle.
Think of like the Tour de France,
like a bicycle.
You sit on the
crank.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, both of my parents, and so like the fact that my mom was up for that is just crazy. My dad is very like outdoorsy, and that's what kind of gave me.
Did they have like a tent with them that they'd set up?
So they would have a very tiny like backpacking tent, and I think with their routine, I remember my dad saying it was like 4 days where they would camp, and then like 3 days where they would stay in hotels, just to freshen up and have like a roof over their head kind of thing. But yeah, like bike 30 to 40 miles a day.
That's insane.
Every day.
It's insane.
And
But
no Instagram to post all the cool stuff
yeah,
about it.
Yeah, they have like 3 photos that are
Right.
epic. There's one of them in front of the Tetons and stuff that you're just like, holy cow, that's amazing.
From the Idaho side?
I can't remember.
gotta
Or
be
maybe
from the
it's
Idaho side.
maybe what's the other big mountain range in like between Nevada and California? Maybe it's that one. Anyway, but
The Andes.
yes,
No, I don't think it's
definitely those.
Appalachians.
No.
The Sierra Nevadas. The Sierra Nevadas. Anyway,
I'm glad you
Where-
cleared that
where
up.
were we
It's
going?
the continuation of the Sierra Madre.
yes.
From
there you go.
Mexico.
Thank you.
I literally just said that.
So when we told them, they knew that we were like thinking about shifting completely, just our lifestyle. We had talked about that, but we just didn't know what. And so when we told them, it's like, how could they not be excited, right? I mean, if they did that, they're like, oh, our son is basically going to do the same thing, actually even way more luxury than what they did. They were like, yeah, it sucks that you're leaving the whole family kind of, but yeah, this is amazing. So they've been an amazing support. Like my dad helped me a ton, like getting the RV ready. He's retired, so he would come over and help me all the time, like prep stuff. My mom just helping with the kids and praying for us and stuff. It's been an amazing experience with the family being supportive versus like, you guys are stupid. Like, good luck.
Yeah.
Call us when you fall on your face, kind of thing.
was there any tips that your parents gave you, like, hey, watch out for these type of people, or watch out for this area?
These type of people.
No, I mean, my dad definitely has given me some ideas on where to go, in some of these areas that they biked through. But other than that, not really.
You ever
Are you
think
going to
about
try to
crossing?
recreate? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Are you going to try to recreate those same pictures they took?
I haven't even thought of that.
That'd be-
That would
you
be
should-
pretty
that would be-
sweet.
that would be
I should
pretty epic.
totally do that. That is awesome.
I think it's 3.
Yeah,
like
that's
you
a great.
said.
I never even
It's
thought
only
of
3
that. That's a
pictures.
It's
great
only
idea.
3 pictures.
I know.
You
but
gotta,
it'd be
so you
sweet.
got to try to find out where they were taken
Yeah.
and recreate it.
Yeah, just
That
don't
would
tell
be-
them.
That would be awesome.
Just ask them, hey, where'd you take these
Awesome.
pictures?
Seriously.
Do you ever
sick.
plan on going, like, say, crossing borders? Going to Mexico, maybe Latin
Yeah,
America?
I mean, I think
Canada.
that.
Or Canada.
Probably
Yeah.
Canada.
Probably safer.
Yeah,
north
Canada's-
first.
I wanted to see what he would say with Latin America first.
I mean, and it's sad. I've been all over the world, but I just haven't had the opportunity to go to South America yet. I want to go there. I've been to Asia and Africa and everywhere else, but so at some point, if things, particularly in Canada, I know they're not even open up yet. With everything.
Yeah, I
going
don't
on.
think you
You
can.
can't even go to Canada
think you
right now. So, I mean, I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to do like a couple of months and go up to Alaska, through Canada and stuff would be amazing. Because we've done it from the water side, and doing a cruise. But I think it would be cool to do that. And definitely there are amazing spots, in Baja and stuff like that I'd love to go to for sure.
Yeah,
What the hell's wrong with you?
that would be cool. He's over here choking on his spit or something.
I
You all right?
No, I burped. Oregon.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy though, because the first thing I think about, like, if you're gonna just do this by yourself with your family, like, you have to worry about like,
By yourself with your family.
like
he says stuff like this
he's
all the
pulling like
time,
a
right?
camper in the truck. Like, you got to think about everything,
Dude,
like
it
a
has been,
flat
like,
tire.
Totally.
What's something that you
Maintenance.
didn't think about that's happened already? I mean, you're only 2 weeks in. But
Yeah, I mean, one of the main things, and we're still trying to figure it out until I get to a campground that actually has power again, because we kind of bounce back and forth between either trying to dry camp where it's just like there's a dirt road, go pull off somewhere and go find some woods and hang out. And we tried to have the camper with some solar and I have generators and all that stuff so that we could go about a week off grid. And that's technically what we're doing right now. We're down just south of you guys, on somebody's property, basically on a farm with no hookups or anything. But man, it was brutal. So it was like the first 24 hours we leave Denver, we go to one of our favorite spots in Lake Dillon, Colorado. It's a beautiful lake, mountains everywhere. It's a really cool mountain town. We've camped there and hung out many times. It's about 2 hours from home, so in case there was like an immediate problem, it's like, okay, we can just go right back. And the first day, it's amazing, right? And like, oh wow, we can do this. This is really great. And then the evening of the second night, so it's like our second dinner, right, of full-time RVing, and I'm hearing this beeping, and I can't tell if it's like the people one site over and like their generator's going on or something. And I'm like, after a while, I'm like, is that our RV? Like, what is going on? I walk over and like the battery is at like 5%, and what is going on? And it keeps like shutting itself off, and so now we have no power in the RV because the inverters and converters not like talking to each other, and so we had that was a very hard night, both for me emotionally and trying to like process that, and my older son, that was like when he said, I want to like have the RV explode.
Can we explode it?
Because I don't know if you've ever experienced this, when someone else, you have emotions inside of you, but somebody else is verbalizing the way you feel.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep it all together. So he's like, I hate this. I want to go home. We made a big mistake. Daddy, blow up the RV and go home. Like, that's like literally the words coming out of his mouth. And in my head, that's kind of how I feel. So you're like, And so we had a night where like at 3 a.m, the battery's cut off and like the entire camper goes dead. The kids wake up and start screaming and crying. I'm trying to figure out like what happened. We're using headlamps trying to get around. And we worked it out. We figured out what was pulling all the power and stuff like that. But that was a very hard, like, 24 hours and learning curve, like basically right out of the gate, of like, yep, you're like no power and all the fun stuff that you thought you could do and the kids could watch TV tonight and like, you got AC and all that, like none of this stuff is working, kind of thing. And so now we know what's going on. It was hilarious. So we turned on, we have a refrigerator that runs only on electric. Usually you can get them with propane or electric.
Oh, yeah.
We went with a bigger one, thinking, hey, sweet, we get more space, not realizing like, oh, when we're dry camping, it's going to be eating most of our power. So the positive is when we're plugged in, we have tons of like refrigerator space. But if we're dry camping, we basically have to turn it off like half the day. Otherwise, it'll destroy your battery. Like, it'll just not destroy, but you know what I mean? Like,
Burn it.
You can't run anything else.
Eat it. And so one day while we were here, we forgot about that and we forgot to turn it off. And so like the sun's going down, I go look at the battery and it's like 40%. I'm like, dang it. So, well, the battery's going to probably die tonight. Sure enough, at like 5 a.m., the whole RV goes down, dead battery. And I'm like, ugh. But because we've already gone through this once, we know exactly what to do. My wife didn't even get out of bed. She was like, yep. And so, I go out and like plug the truck in and like turn on the truck to charge the battery to get it up and running for the sun to hit it. And, by the end of the day, everything was fine. But it was like a way less intense. It's just like, yep, okay, we've been through this once. We know exactly what to do now. Whereas before, you're like freaking out. Like, is the whole RV broken? Like, what's happening? Like, kind of thing. So it's it's interesting, but I mean, it's good. And I think this was originally back to your question of like learning so much. Yeah. You just learn, like, there's so much I've learned getting ready for this. And even in 2 weeks, then I would have never learned had I not done this.
What does it feel like? I don't know. Like having
that was your question. What does it feel like? Just open-ended question. Whatever you want to say.
Like, when you have a home, you have to worry about like the water bill, the garbage bill, utilities. Like something broke, you have to mow the lawn, stuff like that. How does that translate to now? Like,
what are your responsibilities they have to make sure get done?
Yeah. So I was telling Ashley. I was
Turn
telling
off the refrigerator at least once a day.
Yeah, for real. Well, I bought a cooler, so I got a cooler. Like, we did not purposely. We were like, yeah, we're good. Like, this should work. So we did not bring like our really nice cooler. I left it in our shed. Sure enough, I'm like, crap. Now I got to go buy like a good cooler. So that is literally in the truck right now that I'm going to take home, so we don't have to worry about the refrigerator as much. But in a way, and by no means I know running a farm is way more intense, but because we're staying on a farm, we're kind of seeing these people. They have some animals and stuff and what they're doing, and it's like filling up your water tank. Is a 40-minute process. You never even think about water consumption and how much water you're using every day, your shower, drink, whatever you're doing. And you have to think about it constantly. And when you go low, it's like not just like, oh, well, I'll just turn the faucet on again. It's like, nope, I have to go over there, fill up a bunch of water jugs. That's going to take 15 minutes. Got to haul all that weight over 100 yards over to our RV, then stand there for another 10 minutes into the tank of the RV, to fill it all up. So that we can have water for the next 3 days. Yeah. So it's just things like that. Lots of just maintaining stuff, making sure the electrical system is good. Our water pump is kind of acting a little finicky. So it's like just this morning before I came over here, I'm on the phone with the water pump manufacturer, asking them how can I fix this noise that we're getting that shouldn't be happening. So it's just stuff like that it is like having a house, but there are other things more so like rewind 100 years that you would have to do, like go get well water and have to do certain things that we don't if you just are in an apartment or a house.
Yeah.
What did you bring that you haven't used yet that you're like, man, this was a waste?
What did we bring?
Or what did you
think that we were like totally going to need?
Yeah, that you're like, yeah, I probably could have done without this. Now it's just dead weight in your trailer that you're
Well, I'll just
driving
throw
around.
it in a garbage thing if there's something like that. That's a really good question. I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Does this help? Because I know Craig's over here like this. And you're like,
He like leans in.
It does.
I think I want to try it.
There you go.
It helps, doesn't it?
No, I got
Helps
nothing.
me.
Golly. I'm trying to think of something off the top of my head.
He
and I
probably
can't-
hasn't ran into like some.
Okay,
sort
well, I know my wife probably won't listen to this. She doesn't really watch any of my videos or anything like that.
Ooh, okay. You're gambling here. Be careful what you say.
She really, supposedly,
No, come on, man.
supposedly all of like the full-time RV wives and stuff like that, they always do like Instapot. So she had an
Jesus.
Instapot.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if you know what an Instapot is, but I mean, it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
big thing. I mean, it's not super heavy, but I mean, it takes up a lot of space. It's taking up like a third of one of our storage bins, and we haven't used it yet.
It's like a
And
pressure
I don't-
cooker.
and I-
or,
yeah, it's kind of
okay.
like that. And I don't think she did use it regularly back at the house, but because of how much we're having to juggle power, and I know it sucks like a lot of power, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they do.
Like, unless we're plugged, if you're plugged in, it's not a big deal. Then you can do whatever you want, right? But if we're not plugged in, you know, and I know eventually we'll probably use it a few times, but I think in her head she was like, oh, I'm going to be making meals like every week with this thing. It's like, nah, you're probably using it once a month maybe. So I know that one.
That was a better answer than
Let's
what
use that.
Jesus said.
I didn't say anything.
That's a smart answer. Thought
Let's
through.
use that
That's a
clip.
smart answer to a. You were gonna say a dumb question, but it wasn't a dumb
No,
question.
I
It
was
was a
going to
good
say dumb
question.
question. That was a smart answer, so there's no problem. Like smart thinking.
As soon as we need to cut that clip right there and then use it to promote. That way, and we'll tag him, make
There
sure
you
he
go.
shares it.
Yeah.
That way his wife sees it.
Yeah.
I love my
Tag
wife.
our other page, Live the Track. She'll definitely see that.
Shoot. Yeah.
What has been your favorite experience? Like the thing that you've enjoyed about doing this the most?
I think being able to take, we just went to, and actually, the video even went up today, but we just went to Moab and Canyonlands, and I've been there a couple times, and I love that town. I love the desert. Growing up in California, my grandparents lived near China Lake, California, where they do a lot of weapons testing and stuff like that. And both my grandparents worked in the military on those labs and in those testing facilities. And so we would go out there all the time. It was about an 8-hour drive to go visit them. And I just remember like night drives over through the desert, you know, middle of nowhere, very like picturesque, what you think about in movies when people are like driving to Vegas or whatever. And we would drive that like all the time. And so I really do enjoy the desert and the scenery, the harsh beauty that the desert provides. And so my boys have never been there, and my wife has never been to much further west than Colorado. And so them seeing that and experiencing those amazing views, if you've ever been to like Moab and, you know, Canyonlands and stuff, it's like mind-boggling, the depth. I think it's better than Grand Canyon. Sorry, Arizona.
Everybody from Arizona.
But I think that was like an amazing moment, you know, that half a day that we spent there was really, really cool. And that just them all being able to experience that, I think was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's probably the thing I couldn't do because it's weird that I get so bored so quick. Like if I were to go to like a cool scenic place like the Grand Canyon, I'd be like, wow. Okay, now what? Like,
Right,
what do we do now?
I put that because the Sony only has a 30-minute time, right?
Oh, yeah, and it shuts down.
Shouldn't. Can you let me go check it quick?
Can I what? Let you go check it? Okay.
Oh wait, the Sony doesn't is the Canon, huh?
Who reports to who, Jesus?
I don't know.
Does John
just check it real
report to
quick.
you,
Yeah,
or
just check it
is
real
it the other way around?
I like to let him think he does. I report to him just to see
How he would manage you.
how he would, just to see how I should manage him. Does that make sense?
So if you treat me this way,
Yeah.
then I'm going to treat you right back.
Yep.
Is it good? All right, cool.
Don't move it.
Yeah, my Canon, does your Canon do this? So after like, I think it's like 10 minutes,
No.
it will keep recording, but it puts it into like a separate file.
That's what
Most of them do that.
Most of them do that, but
Okay.
there's some like the Canons.
Yeah.
There's a 30-minute limit on most of them. I don't know about.
Yeah, my Nikon that does that.
Yeah,
30
there's only
minutes
30
and
minutes.
Boom.
it stops. It doesn't just record it just stops.
I've never recorded that long in one shot, so I.
Have you ever held a camera before, Craig? I don't think I've ever seen you're
With,
good
like,
on
this-
you're good
this
on
time?
camera.
No,
but I don't think
no.
I've ever seen you behind a camera.
No.
No, last time we let him use the camera, it took him 4 hours to figure out the white balance. So
no, that was a different guy.
horrible.
that was a different
You
guy.
guys all look the same. It's okay.
But no,
Even though it's a click of a button.
Right.
every time I pick up one of those, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I don't. It's
Do you do photography too, or just your video?
No, mostly video
Mostly
stuff.
video.
Yeah.
Did you know how to do it before you started?
Yeah,
Or-
so as a kid, when I was in late high school, and then when I did my internship to get my license to be a pastor, where I worked at on staff, I would do a lot of video editing for the church. So they would give me either like promotional material, different things like that, or I would be able to go out and use the camera and film different shots and do stuff. And then I would stay up super late and just have fun with it and be able to create these really cool promotional videos and things like that. So I think that's what, and that was when I was like 17, 18, 19, 20. I really got just kind of a, as you guys probably know, you have to have like an eye for photography. Like you can know all the mechanics, but is it too far?
There you go.
John was about to fix it for you.
He was.
I think
You should have. You should just come over and start grabbing my face. I would have been like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, it should almost
going.
feel like it's up too high,
Yeah.
and then point it straight at your mouth.
There you go.
Kind of like.
Is that better? Is that better?
Maybe
Yeah,
there
is
that
you
better?
go. Yes,
It's hot.
yes, much better.
So hopefully you guys heard that. But anyway, since my late teens, doing that, and just I fell in love with that, and it was fun. So when I decided to start getting into tactical, I already had the rudimentary understanding of like what to do, to build out a video and the editing. I did a lot of editing prior to that.
What gave you the first push to do your YouTube channel?
The first push was actually
Someone didn't listen to your first episode.
Yeah.
with us.
Come on, John.
He said that already.
Guys,
No, just
those
joking.
people,
Keep going.
that listen to
yeah. I'll do it real fast. In a nutshell, it was. It gave me motivation to get out there, and I was seeing all these other guys like Nothing Fancy, Crockett 20, Adam from Equipped to Endure. Some of these guys, many of them who aren't really even around anymore, which is kind of surprising. But anyway, creating this content, and I was like, man, well, I live in Colorado. We have an amazing state here. Like, I know how they're doing that, so why couldn't I do something like that? But it wasn't to be like, oh, I'm going to be like this YouTube stuff. I was like, whatever. Like, I'll just make some videos. It'll give me a reason to go out and use the stuff.
So you weren't scared to like just hop on camera and just throw it out there? Because I think a lot of people just that kind of
that's a
shuts
hard
them
thing
out.
to do.
They shut it down.
Yeah.
To be okay with having whatever you say, whatever the way you move or whatever be out there for criticism.
Yep.
It is tough.
It is very tough to be and to get over that.
What?
That because it's a fear, I
Yeah.
mean, I think they say fear of public speaking is greater than the fear of death.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
How do you handle? I don't know if you do, but do you get any hate or
someone
backlash?
didn't listen to the
Somebody,
first
yeah, he
Come
said it last
on,
time. He
John.
said that
Guys, we're just
there's a lot of
recapping,
people.
bro.
If you want to listen to the full explanation,
We're just going to redo that. These are good questions, but
We're going to get the high quality version this time because it's not over Zoom.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
true. I'll chop you.
Let's, you know what we should do? We should compare the stories the same as last time.
Yeah,
okay,
see,
go.
see,
go
if it's,
Aaron.
yeah, see if it's exactly the same. Yeah, I mean,
didn't
sorry,
listen.
you just asked the question exactly again.
I feel like how do you kind of overcome like the hate that you might get?
No, that's not what the question was.
Or do
You
you?
ever-
Have you received any?
Yes, I have.
And how do you answer
Next
it?
question.
Back to your traveling.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any of your YouTube fans reach out to you and be like, "Hey, why didn't you stop by this area?"
Yeah.
Or,
So, going back to the description of like having a kid. So now, right now, it's still so like everything takes twice as long. Everything is like chaotic, and you're not sure what. Like one day you'll be like, "Wow, that was actually like a really awesome, kind of calm, basic day," and then the next day you're like, "Holy crap, everything was upside down and turned upside down." Just whatever. So as soon as things kind of calm down, and we're kind of our goal is not to be rushing from like place to place all the time. Like we want to slow. That's in a way part of why we wanted to do this is like we had all these routines and a lot of like going places and doing things and juggling life. So to go, you know what, we're going to stay in a spot in the middle of nowhere for a week and not deal with anything, and just be like, just focus on our family and, that type of stuff. And so, yes, we've had a lot of people reach out to us like, hey, if you're in this area, like, reach out to me and love, we got a place for you to stay, or, we'd love to meet up for food or go on a hike or do that type of stuff. And so I tried to time a couple in Utah. We were planning on spending actually like a week longer in Utah than we were, but because the heat was so bad, we were just like, yep, we are out of here. Let's get into Idaho as fast as we can because we were dealing with like over 100 degrees every day. And so, there were 2 people I was trying to meet up with to do hikes in Utah that I was like, sorry, we'll just have to do this a different time. So yes, eventually, probably I would say after Spokane here, like starting in July, once we're through June and into July, I definitely would love to start meeting up with people in certain states and like let's get like 10 people together and go on a hike and go get dinner or something. That type of stuff from the viewership would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
That's something that I like that he said a lot, was that when they go to different places, they can actually just sit and relax and enjoy that area, because usually when you go on vacation, you already have your things to do. You go to California, say you're going to go to Disneyland, you're going to get tired there, you do this, visit family. And then you really didn't get to see.
Yeah, you only hit the main spots, the ones that everybody sees.
You go to someone's house and
you plan it. You plan every single day because you got to fit all this stuff in because you only have so much time. And I hate taking vacations like that. If my whole vacation's planned out, I'm not going to have a very good time.
I usually tell people anytime we go somewhere, they're like, oh, we should do this at this time. I'm like, honestly, it's not going to happen. I was like, the more you plan it out, the more upset you're going to get when things don't go that way. Like, oh, we were supposed to be here at 2 o'clock, but it's already 3 and people are barely getting up, and like things like that. So that's something that I would, because Mike even told us the time he was telling me about times where he would go like just traveling the world, but like hitchhiking, like certain places. And I think that's cool, like being able to go around and do stuff like that, visit different areas, going to somewhere like here, like, and just spending like a week just hanging out.
Right.
And actually enjoying your time there and seeing actual Idaho, not just certain spots like, oh, let's go to Yellowstone, and then after that we'll
call it good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Anytime I go on vacation, I try to leave like half of it totally open.
Oh, I don't plan anything.
Whatever comes up,
we never
do it. But I always try to have at least 1 or 2 things that I want to do. But I try to mix it up basically. I try to do both.
Because I'm the one that gets upset if we don't. If they're like at this time, I follow it. I'm like, all right, 2 o'clock we're gonna do this, 3 o'clock we're doing that. Cool, let's do it. So I'm up, ready to go, and no one else is up. And so I'm like, dude, you guys, we all had this plan. Now I'm just like, I ain't planning anything. Like, I know I want to do this, so one of these days I'll do this.
Yeah, it would never work with my wife like that, because we're like, okay, tomorrow we're gonna wake up at 8 and we're gonna do this. It's like 11 o'clock.
Flag this.
No.
That happens to me too. I'm that guy that'll be like, we were supposed to be out of here like an hour ago. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
That's me for sure.
Yeah, and it can be hard to not. If it's like, okay, well, now there's in your head, you're like, all these cascading problems now are occurring.
Yep.
We were going to go here, and then exactly.
And then next thing you know, you're upset. You're upset because everything just fell out of place, and
everything was fine.
Yeah,
You still had a good time. Like, you still saw cool stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, that happens to me. Yeah, that's why I try to plan some, but not all. Because if there's no plan, then I'm also like, whoa, come on, we got to have something figured out.
Right.
So that's why I try to balance it.
That makes sense.
Do you feel like?
Here we go. I'm ready for this question.
Are you feeling like you're slowing down, or are you still in that mentality like, oh, we got to get the kids this, we have to do this, have to work at this time, I have to forget to pay the bill for this?
That's a good question.
That is a really good question, and I would say there. Yes and no. There are days where it's like, so this is an example. Like I have a video that I want to get up for the 4th of July, like talking about all like American made gear, right? And that's going to be like the video. I have not shot any of that. And it's Wednesday. So thankfully I have some awesome shots from Tops, which is an American company. But like
that's what I was about to say.
Tomorrow, like I'm going to have to work my butt off like all day, right? Filming and editing and to get it posted for Friday to have it go live on Saturday for the 4th of July weekend. And so like the next 2 days I know are going to be super intense and just like crazy, and my wife's gonna have to juggle the kids and like all that stuff. But the last 2 days, like we've been pretty chill. We kind of slept in and we went to the Japanese garden down on the Snake River, and it was like, doesn't really matter. Like, let's just be home by 5:30 and start making dinner. Like, that's about the only plan. So right now it's more of like on and off, if that makes sense. There'll be a couple days that we're purposely like, let's try to not do anything. And it's just like, we're just here, and just whatever happens. If we want to go into town, we'll go into town. If we're just going to sit here all day because it took forever to get out of bed, and okay, great, you know. And so trying to find that balance. And I think for me, it's more on me to get a rhythm now in this new environment for creating content. Once I get that rhythm, then I think there'll be even more lengths of time where we can relax. But right now, it's trying to get that rhythm on the work side of things.
Do you still feel weird sometimes? Like for me at least, like we only work 4/10s, so I have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is weird because I've never had a job like that.
Nice.
I was even telling Jesus when I walked in Monday, I was like, I couldn't sleep last night because I felt that I forgot to come in on Monday, and it's Tuesday, and I'm already worrying about work, and I'm not even.
Yeah, you're still on your day off. Yeah.
Do you still get that feeling, or?
I think COVID was really weird to kind of change things in that the church that I was working at, in Colorado, was tighter than a lot of other states and stuff. So they shut us down like in March, and the state would not let us open up until, I can't remember. It was like 3 or 4 months, that we like basically there was nothing to do. I was just at the house, right? And I could go out and I did all my YouTube stuff and whatever, but it was like there's nothing to do, there's nowhere to go, and my job was just making phone calls and like trying to connect with people online. Like that's all it was. And so that kind of transition until they opened everything back up and stuff. That kind of transitioned my behavior into not being used to normal schedule anyway. So now it's not so much a feeling of like, oh, I should be doing something when I'm not. It's just a matter of like, what are the type of content that I want to create for Gideon's Tactical, but also now a whole separate YouTube channel, a whole separate social media environment that my wife and I are doing with the RV stuff and the traveling, and just trying to balance all of that.
Yeah,
because I feel I would run into that whole, because I mean, when I was, because I still go, I have college still, and I still go, and when I don't have, like right now, summer break, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. You know, you get into that routine, like this time I'm going to do homework, or this time I'm going to go to work, and trying to break that. I remember sometimes I was just like not doing anything, and I'm like, I have to be doing something. And then I realized I don't have to be doing anything right now. Have you ever ran into that?
Yes.
That
so
feeling?
I think that's kind of what you were asking as well. Yeah. Yes. So I know the way I'm wired, that is how I normally run. Is like I got to be doing something, right? Even if it's not for work or whatever. It's like I should be working on this, or could be fixing that. We should be going somewhere and doing something. Just sitting around not doing anything, I feel like I'm wasting time. But I know that was part of why we decided to do this lifestyle for a while, is to try to slow down. And so it is a learning curve for me personally to just go, you know what? We didn't do anything all day, and that is okay.
Are you going to try to do, or are you going to try to take like maybe a month or so where you don't do any videos, you don't do anything, just chill? So
the routine that I'm trying to create is something where I can find so like we have friends in Spokane, right? So already I'm having gear sent up there. So like I didn't create videos for like 3 weeks, which was pretty awesome, like in the sense for Gideon's Tactical. The other one is very it's cool because I have a niche style that I've created that my audience expects with Gideon's Tactical. But I have this new channel that now we can kind of create and cultivate into whatever we want it to be, and I can be a lot more artistic, I feel like, on that other platform. So that it doesn't feel like work at all, being able to do that and have fun, making cool content that way. But there was about 3 weeks where I didn't do any like quote unquote work, if you will. And so my kind of hope and structure is that I can send a bunch of stuff to a particular spot I know we're going to be at for a while. Then I can go and use a bunch of that equipment.
Stack it.
Yep, exactly. Stack it, crush it, do like 2 weeks of really hard work, do a bunch of videos, and then just slowly let them go out. And then I have like 3 weeks off where I don't have to do anything, and I just manage the posts. And then, okay, I know we're going to be in this area, and we're going to do these types of videos, and I'm going to do 8 more videos, and I'll be sitting on those and release those once a week, for the next 8 weeks. And then, so that's kind of the routine I'm trying to create, and we'll see how it goes. But that's kind of the idea at this point. So like an on and off kind of thing.
That's smart.
Yeah, I like the whole, because that's something that, we try to do here too, is like make a bunch of stuff, like content, and then try to schedule it out. But sometimes,
that way we're not rushing
exactly,
and it turns out better.
Totally.
That's the
when you're
idea.
not under pressure, it always turns out.
Yeah,
better.
you can plan a little bit more. And we're getting there.
Yeah.
Helps that it's like a lot of us now, so like we can.
Do you sound like you're falling asleep?
Me?
Yeah.
How do you look like you're falling asleep?
I'm not. Like I'm really into.
Oh,
the
that's just
conversation.
John. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's just your resting sleep face.
I lost my fucking train of thought now.
Way to go, Uncle.
Oh, it's my fault.
Oh, I'm gonna use
Zeus
that.
was the one talking
I'm going to use
shit.
that. That's his resting
Oh
sleep
my
face. That's the
gosh.
greatest thing I've heard today. Because it says
totally
it
is.
perfectly. Look at him.
Boy, I'm literally just fine. Whatever. Anyways, back
I'm
to the
literally excited. He says as he's
I'm
as
smiling.
his eyes are like closing.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm a racist. I have
You can't say that.
You can't say that.
flag that.
Fuck, John.
Damn it, John.
Oh my
How do you
god.
flag this?
Don't
that.
touch it. Don't touch it.
Don't touch
Yeah,
I
anything.
told you,
Anyways,
don't touch it.
anyways.
We just said flag it. We'll get it.
You can't.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, sorry for that. I think it still shocks me.
Are you planning on doing anything extreme while you out? Like extreme, I mean, but like myself, I'm gonna go skydiving.
We
here in a
know.
couple weeks.
Yeah, we get it.
We
know,
get it.
but
I didn't know that you were going to.
He says that every day.
Please tell me all about your skydiving.
Thank you. No, but like
Did
anything
you know?
like that,
You probably knew already.
maybe
tell
like
you already?
visit some, like climb a really high mountain that you didn't plan on.
But can I just a little bit? He's only going skydiving because Ed, he said that you had to push your boundaries out. And then he got the great idea to go and
Nah, he had already
skydive.
planned
John,
this
Yeah,
last
come
year.
on,
Yeah,
John.
yeah, I planned it
but
last
it was
year.
I think
mostly
that's a
because
good
of that.
idea. Is that bad?
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
go.
John, why is that a problem?
I was going to go with him.
Why are you dogging him?
He's only hating because he
We can't go because we don't meet the weight limits.
If not, we
I didn't
go.
even think about that.
He's,
but I
he's
could see
30.
that.
He's 30 pounds too heavy. I'm 5 pounds too heavy. So.
You liar.
John doesn't eat any snacks throughout the day. He only really eats like one meal a day, except for the peanuts that he had, and then the
Peanuts.
soda,
Peanuts.
and then the other stuff, and then like the snack he had for breakfast. But he
Oh,
doesn't.
and
he
the
doesn't
Taki
do that.
sunflower seeds that have a bunch of salt. So
Yeah, probably enough
so
salt
you're,
for your whole
weight
day.
right
you're,
there.
you're a walking water bag, which I mean you were already.
So you planning on doing anything?
You know, I haven't even.
I'm gonna go
To be honest, I
skydiving.
have not even thought about it. So
No, it's because my friend recently went on a hike. I can't remember which the mountain range is called, but you can go all the way to the top, and the only thing that's keeping people up is like holding on to the chain that's right in the middle.
oh yeah.
And
Is that Yellowstone or no Yosemite? Is that?
I can't remember
Okay,
what she
yeah,
said,
yeah.
but and I remember seeing videos of like people using their GoPros all the way up there, and she said literally a lot of people either die or like get seriously injured because they.
Sorry.
It's literally just the chain
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
like
The way
holding
you
you up there, and it's windy. So I was just like, "Are you guys planning on doing anything like extreme or?"
I mean, I'm sure we'll do certain things. The trick is trying to balance.
His 3-year-old wants to go snowboarding.
Yeah,
but-
3 and 5-year-olds. Like if it was just my wife and I know that we would be able to do a lot more in that regard. So we got to try to juggle it. Like, okay, if I'm going to go by myself or she's going to go, you know, and I always try to encourage her, like I'll watch the kids or, you know, like we'll do whatever, like go, you know, I'm very much like a people person. Like I get energy from being around, like I love it. I'll be around people like almost all day. And she's like, yep, an hour and I am worn out by people. So imagine me wearing, like, I just wear her out like all the time, you know? So I try to give her time to get away. And so I am sure that we were going to do some stuff, but there's nothing like on the bucket list at this point of like, oh man, we want to like bungee jump, you know, this place or whatever. But if the opportunity presents itself, I'm sure that we will do that.
Would you though? If someone was like, "Hey, like let's go bungee jump,"
Are you inviting him?
Are you going to give him your code?
I'm trying to think between.
I just want to see like how.
I want to
extreme
try
he
to
is.
think between bungee jumping and skydiving, which one I would do first, and I would.
Man, I would totally trust the skydiving.
I
Before
think
the bungee
so.
jumping,
I think so because I'm like, there's something about just flying that close. Like at least with skydiving, like you're deploying the chute like 500 feet or 1,000 feet above the ground.
and you're probably going with
Hopefully.
somebody.
yeah.
The only thing is, if it doesn't open, you have this long ass.
No.
yeah, but at least
it's
you can
not
think about
long.
your life for a second.
It's
and you can
not
be like,
long.
oh, okay.
No.
No.
Well, yours.
Well, it depends on
if
where
you don't
where
deploy
the
a chute. It's not very long at all. It's seconds.
been-
And you're
Well, it
good.
depends on where the chute fails. Like if
Yeah.
you're way up there. You know what I would be scared of to pull it too soon and like fly up into the plane or something.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Something stupid like that.
It's like pull it after 500 feet.
I don't know
as
if
soon as
that's
you get out.
possible unless you pull it before you jump.
Well, I don't think you just go with
I don't know how. I'm thinking
you
maybe
go with
like
someone?
a helicopter or something, like jumping out of a helicopter that's just hovering.
Yeah, so like he asked if you go with somebody for the first 10 jumps, and then after that you can take like a course and stuff and go
Get
by yourself.
certified,
Yeah, but yeah, you have to go with somebody.
The one that you're doing, is it just one jump?
Yeah.
Or are they going to do multiple in one day for you?
No, it's just the one
Just
jump.
one.
I want to get to the point where I can jump out myself.
Dude, that's awesome.
That would be funny, or not
It'd
funny.
be
but
hilarious
fun.
if he gets scared and passes out and then wakes up at the bottom.
And then there's a GoPro video for the guy like on his
Yeah.
wrist, like
He goes like drooling. Oh man, that would be the most hilarious thing ever.
So Edgar, where's the video from your skydiving?
Shut up.
I didn't go.
I didn't do
They
it.
canceled it. Weather was bad, you know. It just didn't work out.
It's all over in the news. Man,
The
passes
guy
out.
that jumped with you, he's doing selfies on the way down.
The video's already viral. We've already seen it. Oh man,
Haters.
yeah. You know that?
Yeah, probably because we can't make the weight limit.
So that chain hike thing, the chain's just attached to the mountain.
To the middle, yeah, to the middle of the little trail that they have.
They don't attach it to dead bodies like on Everest.
Isn't that in China? That's Mount
No,
Everest.
it's somewhere around here. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's some crazy shit in China, man. Those guys, they have crazy trails. Up
Well,
there.
and it was so depressing. I'm scrolling on Instagram and there's this photo and they're trying to like not let it out because it makes you not want to go to Everest. So there's this now it's like the train of people, like 400 people a day.
Yeah,
And it's like not even cool anymore. You know, it's like, whatever. There's like, I'll go do some other, mountain that doesn't have 500 people back to back to back up to the peak every day.
Yep.
No thanks.
And on the one hand, it's cool that people are doing that, but on the other hand, man, that's not
all
a
the
good deal.
garbage and stuff.
Yeah, all the garbage that's up there.
Yep.
Plus, they literally some of the like waypoints for shit are literally bodies.
Isn't one of the Isn't one of the
So where is that mountain?
Oh, it's in Zion. Oh, it's in Zion.
Yeah.
He already left.
Oh, in Zion.
He already
Yeah,
left
okay.
Utah.
So
yeah.
they have like a chain right in the middle, but it gets way like a little bit more wilder than that.
I would
Dude,
do
that's
that.
that's yeah. I mean, I would probably do it. My wife would hate me for it, but yeah. I mean, when I was in Grand Junction last year, we did this hike, and it was probably the sketchiest thing I've ever done. Where we were probably 5 stories above the ground. So I mean, if you fall, you might not have died, but you would definitely jack yourself up bad, right? And so going up, you don't, when you go up something versus going down something, mentally it's different, right? So you've got this drop off like right here, and we're scaling. I don't know what the degree was, but it was nuts, and it's just like slick rock. And so there's these little tiny cutouts, but not enough to get you. It's not like staircase level, right? It's like here's this little spot for a foot. Then you got to kind of like scale that slick rock like 10 feet to the next one, kind of thing. So going up, you're like, whoa, this is kind of sketchy, but okay. Oh yeah, I can do this. Going down was pretty terrifying because like after the hike was over and we're coming back, you're looking straight down and your whole body weight, is like looking down and you're going down and you're like, if I slip on this thing, I am like going to the ER and I may not live.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I hate walking down ladders.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. When you go up the ladder, like to say to get on a roof, it's easy. You can get on there quick. But then when you're going down, you're like making all these weird poses, trying to get like on the ladder just to go down, and then turning around.
I get horrible vertigo anywhere where it's like a waterfall or like Twin Falls. You know that area
The
where you're
Shoshone
looking,
Falls there?
I guess whatever.
Or
whichever
looking
one's-
over the bridge.
No, probably the Shoshone Falls area. You know how there's that walk around where there's the.
Really?
I get terrible vertigo. Like really, like yeah. I
Dude.
can't get too close.
We need to push. Do you don't know how to swim? Do you? Yeah.
You guys
shit.
were-
I was
that's
gonna
attempted
say
murder.
I was gonna say we need to push you off a bridge, but then I forgot you don't know how to swim.
That's either attempted murder or murder. Depends on how it goes. I guess.
You'll be fine. We'll give you.
That's premeditated.
Yeah, that is premeditated because you said it on a podcast. I'm going to record this. I'm going to isolate this.
Don't worry. You'll have a life jacket. You'll float back up.
Yeah, probably not.
You will.
Pops.
You will.
It pops on a rock.
They don't pop. It's
Belly
foam.
flops.
You'll be fine.
Oh, it's foam?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna give you an
Just strap a bunch of
inflatable.
like noodles on you and you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Rubber duck.
It's gonna be
Some rubber
okay.
ducky ones.
You're gonna live.
Hilarious, but
You're gonna
it
live.
would suck for me.
We need to make this happen.
Can we push John off?
Why me?
Yeah, we'll
This
do
is
that
not
for
about
sure.
this.
But we need you to get over your fear of heights by jumping off a bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
into the river.
I don't think he'll get rid of.
Because I'm afraid of water too. I'm a
There are
fucking
multiple
mess.
rivers. There are multiple bridges in St. Anthony you can jump off of.
Yeah.
3 at least.
I'm
Yeah,
good.
just- if you
One
have
of them's
noticed.
not even bad. It's like 10
Do you
feet.
jump off bridges into water?
Would I or do I?
Have you?
Have you?
You probably have.
I don't know. I mean, I've jumped off a rock into like a lake, like from a high, like a cliff.
He's like, I only do skyscrapers.
He's done cliff diving.
Yeah.
Our first cliff diver on the
could do
podcast.
it.
Oh,
You
it's
could
on?
do it. I think you could do it. I think we need to make it happen. This needs to be we need to do a segment where each of us gets over a fear, and Jesus's
It's called Fear
fear
Factor.
is
I got like a million of
he's
them.
got to jump off a bridge into the water.
That's a stupid idea.
I like this a lot. What's your fear?
My fear is making money. A lot of it.
We got to find a way to
my
make
fear
Jesus
is
a lot of
sharks.
money.
Shark.
Like open water.
Yeah,
like,
shark face.
See,
over here.
see, mine. Now that he brought that up, because I was like, wait, I don't know what I'm scared of, but I'm scared of water I can't see. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like if I can't see the bottom of it,
Yep.
I don't like to get in.
Screw that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm scared of the ocean.
Really?
yeah. I don't like that because I'm like, what if there's something? What if I jump in and there's a shark?
Right.
You know, or
There's just stuff down there that you're like, I can't see it.
That's fine.
yeah. And it's funny because we were.
I'm sure it's fine.
I was in California one time.
Sound like Ed. That's
and,
fine.
And
okay. It's fine.
my ex at the time, she went in. I didn't want to go into the ocean. She went in. She's like, "Oh, quit being a wimp." She came back and she had all these like jellyfish.
Oh,
things on her.
She all messed
pee
up.
on her?
I was laughing.
Did you pee on her?
I told her, I was like, "Should I pee on you here or like should
He
we?"
did,
like,
but it had nothing to do with the jellyfish.
Nailed it.
Um,
Did you pee on her though?
no,
Okay.
no. We took
That's
her
not
to
a thing, is it?
I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Is
Yeah,
it?
It
yeah.
is. Yes.
Is it legit? It's just some
It is
perv
legit.
that made it up.
No, no, no.
probably.
It's legit.
It's something. I think it's something that's similar in vinegar because
Yeah, it's
there's a beach in Thailand. Okay, having kids is awesome because you get to watch these shows. And you're like, I would never watch this by myself.
Yeah.
But you know, like 72 deadliest animals, and one of them, or many of them, are different types of
I've seen that
jellyfish.
show.
Yeah, and there's one. I think it's in Thailand, a beach that like every year, like 3 people die from jellyfish stings or whatever. And then they started putting jugs of vinegar on the beach for you to use if you get stung, and like they haven't had a death in a couple years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I wouldn't get in if I saw that. Nope.
So
I thought it
vinegar,
was- I thought
vinegar
it
is
was,
like
uh,
acetic acid, right?
I thought it was like the ammonia in the pee.
Something like that. Yeah.
Maybe that.
Does
yeah.
vinegar have ammonia?
No, vinegar's it's acidic. It's like
Oh, okay.
I think it's acetic acid. I don't know what the difference is.
Okay.
They should hire someone.
Having to pee
It's
on
got some
someone
pH
you can't
levels
pee
that
on.
are either higher or lower.
I got stung by a
depending on-
jellyfish once.
Did you?
No,
but
they
it was
should
a little
hire.
baby.
They should hire someone.
Sometimes
like
those
a-
are brutal.
Well,
so
no.
just in case something happens, they have like a
A
designated
guy just
pee guy.
drinking water.
Ready to piss at a moment's notice. Here we go.
just ready to go.
Just ready to go.
I'll save you.
On
I can
demand.
see John
We should
doing
do
it.
that.
Peeing on
We
someone?
should do that.
Who
You'll
got
be the
stung?
designated pee
Yeah,
guy.
I'll
He's
do
like,
it.
it's
I'll
your
do
only
it.
job, and when you have to do it, you
No,
can't.
you won't. You're afraid of people watching you pee.
Not anymore.
You got over that?
You got over that fear?
Not really.
No, you
But
haven't.
kinda.
That's his fear.
Kinda a little bit.
Okay, you
Do you
have to
have
go to the mall and
siblings?
pee in
Yes.
front of
Do
everybody.
you have?
That's got nothing to do with it.
small
wiener?
No.
He's got a small wiener.
It was a bad
He has a
experience
small
I had.
chiquitriquis.
It was a bad experience I had with a girl that was like following me around.
The Winnie holder that he made was that big for himself.
You still want me to make you one?
Yeah.
I will, John. Don't worry.
I'm still waiting for.
I will.
Well, the sponsors left
holder.
during this portion.
But anyway, I did get stung by a jellyfish once, but it was a little baby, and it was
A little baby stung another little baby.
very, very uncomfortable. Like, if that thing had been bigger, I can understand why people
Balls.
like freeze up and die. Like it was like that the taser that you
Yeah.
all had. Imagine that just
yeah. Oh, yeah.
longer. It's a lot like that. And then it leaves this like weird blister, this like weird mark just from. I basically swam over top of one, and but it was small enough that its tentacles were short enough that it wasn't bad, and it went away fairly quickly. Nobody had to pee on it.
That's what he
I
says
bet he
now.
tried to pee on himself.
No.
It won't.
Yeah,
It didn't turn.
it happened in Mexico, and yeah, they had we were snorkeling and they had told us like if you see jellyfish, you need to get back to the boat and you need to tell us because it's about time for them to start showing up. It was like that season, and so I was swimming kind of by myself looking at the reef and I started to see like these little half moon things. At first, I just thought it was like just junk in the water, and then I was like, oh, that's what those are. And so I turned around. And almost as soon as I started swimming back is when I swam right over top of it and just kind of like slid all the way down the side of my body.
Ooh, cry.
Freaking sucked. Huh?
Did you cry?
No, I didn't. But I swam with one arm the rest of the way back to that boat.
I've never been stung by one. Have you?
It was bad.
You've never been in water.
No, I've been in water that I can see.
I can't swim, so.
Sorry
Like-
to say that again.
Have you ever been stung by jellyfish?
Not by jellyfish,
Okay.
by wasps.
I just want to see if he's over exaggerating this.
No, I have
It
no
was
idea.
Kind of like the man flu. He got
He's on, like,
the sniffles
Come
the
on.
other day, and
The menopause?
I already told you. I didn't have to even get peed on. It was fine.
Menopause. You got to say menopause.
Menopause.
well, I'm just saying because some guys get the man flu, like they barely get sick,
right.
and
Take
they're
a
like
month off.
dying. Yeah,
Oh, that's what you're trying to say. Ask somebody that's been stung.
it's like, oh, I got stung. He's like, someone move. You
I'm
can,
sure
you
you know-
can-
no, no.
You can still use the other arm. Oh,
No, it hurt though. It hurt though to try to move it.
It was nowhere
hurting.
near the arm.
He's all gibby defensive.
Whatever.
It's like, no, I swear.
Whatever.
it
You
What
got
I'm
stung in
saying
the ass
was
cheek.
everything on the left side of my body got really tight. Like it was hard to move my arm.
he reminds me of. Have you ever seen The Office?
Oh, yeah. every
He
episode,
reminds
yeah.
me of Andy when he got when Michael shoots the gun in the office, and they're gonna take him to the hospital and he's limping.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's like
It's not that bad.
Sounds
Okay.
pretty
It
bad.
was close, but not that bad.
Anyways.
he's trying to change.
So you're not going to the ocean then?
So, yeah, how did we get here?
If you
This podcast takes wild turns.
oh yeah, we've been to weird spots.
No, we were definitely going to go to the beach. Because my wife wants to. Like she's like, yeah. I mean,
should
I
find
would
a
still
jellyfish.
go, but yeah, we're gonna go to Florida and all that stuff.
You should find a jellyfish and get stung by it, and then
So,
that way
so
you
then I
see-
can come back
come back there.
and then we
Compare
can
stories.
Because we definitely want you
Craig and I
to.
can,
Yes,
can compare.
please.
Yeah,
We
Please,
definitely
but make
want
sure
you to come
it's-
back like towards the end of your trip. Because
Yeah, I think that'd be sick.
Make sure it's
Kinda
small
like
enough
catching
that
up
it doesn't like really mess you up.
right.
He's not so
'Cause that
happy-go-lucky
would
anymore.
suck.
He's like, yeah, this trip, fuck. He's swearing now and everything. He doesn't swear now.
He's
He's
got
like,
like a beard.
yeah,
Gillet.
this fucking bullshit.
Comes in, he smells
this is the
bad. He
worst.
smells like BO and alcohol.
His beard's like down to his stomach.
You just got a keg out of nowhere.
Yeah, you have to get used to different types of showering. We
He's
shower
like 200
3
pounds
times
heavier.
outside.
You showered 3 times outside?
But because when you're dry camping, you have nowhere to dump, right? So I have access to water that can fill up the tanks, but what makes it easier, just shower outside, right? So then you're just doing it on the outside shower.
Oh, that's nice you have an outside shower. Yeah.
Super nice.
Are you out there all just letting it all hang out?
He's like, oh,
Nice.
hello.
Just point it to
getting
where
into the nature.
The middle of the city, Central Park.
That Japanese garden.
oh my gosh! Yesterday it was so funny. I'm like, there's these like 3 girls, like teenage girls, giggling and laughing, and I look over and they're totally doing an Instagram shoot. This girl is in one of the ponds in her swimsuit, trying to do the hair fling thing, and she's got her like teenage girlfriends there trying to like get this shot, and she's in one of the like koi pond pool things.
At the park?
At the park,
In
dude.
the middle of town.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
You know what
I'm
you
like,
They
this
probably
has
use the
gotta not be
hashtag.
super healthy water.
Well, actually, it does feed straight from the river.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We gotta find it. It's probably on TikTok.
It's
feeds
probably
through.
on TikTok or Instagram. Money. I mean, that is exactly what they were doing.
Oh, jeez.
They had to
you
have
know
put
what?
the hashtag Edo Falls.
You should have filmed it.
I mean, I think it's on my B-roll as I was like using my
Yes.
GoPro. I think it's there.
Yes.
It's on his A-roll. Who are you kidding?
I'm like, and I look at Ashley. I'm like, okay, bumping up our Instagram. Okay.
So this is Idaho.
Because there's a profile that I follow. It's called Influencers in the Wild.
Okay.
And it's people filming other people like doing their
Doing-
TikTok
yeah,
or
doing that
Instagram.
shit. I've seen that one.
And sometimes they find the actual post and they'll post it on their story,
That
which
is
is funny
awesome.
because
Oh, man.
like you see this like
Yeah.
really cool picture, but you saw like what they were doing to get it. There was one that this girl was trying to get this picture and she was getting so mad, like the guy wasn't doing it right. And then they found the picture and she looks all happy and then stuff like that. And
then
you
you
like
see her, like-
you were pissed off.
Man, that's awesome.
It's definitely an interesting that my buddy lives really close to Red Rocks Amphitheater in Denver, which is like, a natural amphitheater. It's beautiful. And it's got huge steps, that you run that in the morning, many people, the public can go to, and they like lots of people work out there or whatever. And he's like, dude, go at like sunrise when the sun's coming up. And there was like 100 Instagram or TikTok like people out there trying to get their shot, and it's like hilarious because they'll go out there for like a work, if they're running like a workout page or something like that, and so you'll see them doing their move or whatever, and it's like one move, they get their shot, boom, they go. It's crazy. They're not doing their workout there. It's not like they went and did the workout and like, let's get a shot. Yeah. It's like, nope.
They just went for the...
They went for that pose.
Yep.
Oh,
and then they're out. It's like, come on, man.
It's funny because like people like that know what goes behind like recording something.
Yeah, totally.
You're like, you just filmed that and then you left, or you know what I mean? Like you're not there doing a whole workout, but like, all right, by the time I get to the 30-minute mark, we're gonna start recording my workout. No,
it's crazy. Like, there's not a drop of sweat on that person.
Or they just look shiny, but they just rub something on them.
Yeah. It's crazy to see how the magic disappears when you look at the behind the scenes part, especially when you do some like a fun video and you're like, yeah, excited, and then you're done and they're like, now you're just awkwardly standing there like, okay, now what?
Imagine you know how some of these TikTokers, they do their dance and in public with a lot of people around. Yeah. Imagine they do their dance and then afterwards they're just like, well,
this
was cool.
They stop and there's like a small group of people watching them and everybody just kind of awkwardly like,
start spreading out.
Right.
Bye.
Kind of like right now, like we're doing a podcast and then we're like,
now what?
Okay, yeah, that was fun.
What time is it? You just made it.
$100.
I don't know. You're
300.
100.
You guys got this bet
100.
Why don't you tell the audience what this bet's all about?
Oh wait,
can we
do that?
Yeah, we can tell them because we're gonna film it on Monday.
$100, John.
All right. So what's happening is that the other day they were talking about chess, right? John and Craig.
I didn't talk about shit. Oh, I mean, I didn't.
You
talk
can
about
say shit.
You can
you
say
said like the F word like 17 times.
And he's trying to watch his mouth now.
You said the C word.
You dropped a racial slur in the middle of the podcast, and now you can't say shit.
He did not drop a racial.
The views expressed by John. Do I have to do it in Mandarin?
Are not.
Why?
Yes, you do.
I don't know how to do it in Mandarin. John Cena, this shit.
Someone took offense to they're just little snowflakes. I don't really care.
So they're gonna have a chess match that we're gonna film, and John says that he's a chess master. He was in chess club and all sorts of things.
Is that a true story?
Yeah, Gold Falcons.
Is that what it's actually called? Is it chess master?
Do the yell.
That's a falcon. If you didn't recognize it,
no, I did not recognize that.
That did sound not very legit.
That wasn't very falcony.
It sounded like a dog far away there.
Yeah,
they got stabbed.
Right? Yeah, it's yelping.
Yeah, and so Craig has been practicing nonstop.
You've been practicing?
No.
What a pussy.
Oh, he's been practicing.
Oh my goodness.
Is he like playing a computer when he practices?
Hold on.
What is he doing?
Hold on. Let me
Are you
rewind
watching
the
like
tape.
Queen's Gambit on Netflix or something?
Of
Like,
course.
what is that?
Yes,
He hasn't seen the Queen's Gambit.
That's why he thinks he's going to win.
Here's the thing.
So obviously you don't like chess.
Okay, so here's
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. How could he like chess if he
I
hasn't
watched
seen
the
that?
first like 5 minutes of that show and I saw kind of like I was like, nope.
It was a good show, man.
And then he was really bored.
It's not happening.
Of course he plays chess.
Yeah.
Because he's patient like that, right? So anyway, the point
I didn't
is,
even think about the
point
patience
is, he starts talking about how he was in this chess club in high school and he's so good. He's like really legitimately good. I've never seen him say that he's so good at something. Because most of the time he looks like this, where it looks like he doesn't give a shit about anything.
Why do you guys think that?
Because you look like
at your face right now.
It's your resting face there.
Your resting sleepy face.
So
according to Aaron.
So I don't know how I got drug into it, but at some point they're like,
because
you guys are gonna have a
because the show's called My Uncle and I, not
okay,
my neighbor and I.
I guess that makes sense.
Netflix, pick us up.
So we're doing this segment for the podcast called My Uncle and I because he thinks we're related, but we're not.
John thinks you're related.
No, we are.
We're not.
We are. He's just like white power.
So
You
anyway,
can't say that either.
oh my god. Anyway, so we get into this thing where he's really good at chess, and he's telling us, "Oh, I was in this chess club, and I'm a chess master, and he's so good at chess." And I like chess, but
we used to play every once in a while.
You know, like Jesus and I would play like once a week for a while, and that's about the extent of it. You know,
Until our wives got mad at us.
Yeah, and so he thinks he's gonna beat me, but we're in. So here's my take on this. If he doesn't beat me, that is gonna be real embarrassing for him. If he does beat me, he should beat me. It shouldn't even be close. He should annihilate me. I should get like 5 moves before he checkmates me. It should be real fast. So if it's not, then really, even if it takes him a while to beat me, he lost. But he doesn't want to bet me $100.
I told
he
him.
wants to bet him $300 because he's so confident.
Yeah.
So because I decided to chip in 150, so 150, and he still won't do it.
I walk in his office yesterday and I tell him, Craig, I'm so confident that you will not win. I'll bet you $100. And he's like,
and
I'm like, all right, $200. And then he's like, no.
Why are you going
like, $300.
up?
That's what I told
What's
him.
the logic behind that?
I don't know. And then I told him like $300 and nobody else can chip in because I knew he was going to do that. Now everybody wants to chip in, obviously.
You did not know that.
When everybody, I told him, did I not say yesterday,
John,
cannot,
you
gave
me like 3 seconds to answer you when you said $100.
When you're confident in yourself,
you give me an answer.
$500.
Opportunities in life, you have to take them.
Exactly.
I see your 100 and I raise you 1,000.
Yeah. Since you don't want to do 100 because it's too much, 500.
Yeah, exactly. This is his reasoning.
Now
that he wants to do $100, nope, 300.
Yeah, now this is I'm only.
I have a feeling if I was like, you know what, John, fuck it, I'm gonna do $100, he'd be like, it's 500.
So based on this interaction, what do you think Craig's chances of winning are on a 1 to 100% scale?
On a 1 to 100, is that what you said?
Yeah, just a percentage, like for example, I got him at 80%, which is kind of growing every day.
Wins.
Hold on. Give him your game face.
Thank you.
Give him your game face.
Me?
No, Aaron.
Give him my
your game face.
Your chest.
That's just my face.
Because we had him do the
resting face. This is his resting. This is my game face.
I mean, I'm just,
John, give him your game face.
No, John. No, watch this.
Just look normal, John.
John, give him one of your best moves. Act it out. Go.
That was hot right there. Domination. Fatality.
It's like he's never handled a chess piece in his life.
No.
I've never seen anybody
Has anybody ever done this kind of shit?
I've never seen anybody pick up a chess piece with their middle and index fingers.
He was playing checkers, that's why.
He pushed that fucking round piece. Have the chess pieces you've been using been like little circles? Like little
Are they red and black?
Like wafers? Like wafers?
I played chess a decent amount of my life. I don't know if I've ever moved a character that way.
Those 2 pieces slide
with
with ease. Like you have to.
No,
be
they
careful.
don't, because usually they have like a nice.
Yeah, that's
bottom
what I
or something.
said. I play with nice
Usually
pieces.
it's this move.
So I can
pick
almost
up and then you take the other
So
guy.
my pawn had already moved, so I was going to move my tower.
Oh my God!
You have to play him now.
$100, John. $100.
Just
my tower.
And then the little horsey.
Okay, he was playing the Harry Potter version. There's a tower in the Harry Potter version.
The little horsey that fucking jumped over the little pointy piece.
I'm still going to.
Anyway, back to your.
Well, now based off of this, I give Craig
99.
95%.
Oh my God! Did you?
Or John is totally hustling you like major.
I would do $300.
$100, John.
300, Craig.
Come on.
What do you have to lose?
$300.
What do you have to lose?
Nothing.
Exactly.
I would be
nothing.
so mind blown if he was like playing
if he
us the whole
dominates,
time.
yeah.
No, he's completely bluffing.
How?
He's
$100.
completely bluffing that he's good.
How?
Look at you.
I don't know.
But his high school picture, he looked like he was in the chess
Yeah,
club.
that is true. If you see his high school
He looked like a nerd.
he did have, yeah.
Whoa.
You just called it a tower.
You even had a cardigan on.
A what?
You had a buttoned-up cardigan.
Whoa, man.
Oh, that was a
I moved the.
that was a mechanic jumpsuit. That was in a cardigan.
And how he moves it with 2 fingers.
It's
You know
like
what?
Class.
If you come to the opportunity to beat him with your tower, you should push it and say checkmate
With the 2 fingers.
Yeah, checkmate him with that move.
Guys,
Craig,
I don't
remember
know how
this?
you guys are-
Checkmate, uncle, with the tower.
You know what? What time are we doing this? I might even get high as hell so we can do this, and I'll still beat him.
We can't do that because it's illegal in Idaho.
Oh yeah, we're in California though.
Oh my God. We're not. It's a shame we have to take that out.
Why?
Yeah, we'll take it. It's okay.
Take one out.
But either way,
Can you self-incriminate in Idaho? Is that
no, it's not even a thing. Whoever. Anyways,
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
called double jeopardy.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
full Jeopardy. Nah, we'll still win no matter
Oh
what.
my
You guys
God.
have no. like the underdog that's actually really good, but just like plays it like low key for the longest time.
You're not the underdog. You are not the underdog. You are in a chess club and you play chess all the time. That's what you've been saying constantly.
Yeah,
You're not the underdog.
So
I am.
Yeah, so technically he would be the
Well,
underdog.
I'm the overdog in this bitch. And I'm still gonna win. And I don't know. I don't know how
You called it a tower.
So
Aaron's has lost all respect for tops.
I'm not even
now.
convinced that you know what it's actually called.
it's called the bishop, but I call it.
Oh my God.
You're so gonna win. Can I? Is there anybody that wants to bet that Craig wins with me against me? We'll do like 3-1 odds.
There is still a chance that he's hustling me.
Right. Right. You could be.
He's not
Anything's
that
possible.
good.
How do you know? You've never seen me play.
You're a shitty actor. I've seen you act.
What if that's my style of acting?
It's not. I've seen it. It's horrendous.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be great. I didn't go to school to become an actor.
You went to school to become a chess champion.
Master, chess master.
Sorry, whatever.
Oh shit.
Oh my God.
I still think you should donate your champion shirts if you lose.
Yep.
Nah.
You have to burn at
Because
least
then you
one of
wouldn't be
them.
a champion anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the
taking.
bet. That's the bet. If you
Yes.
lose, you have to burn one of
You
your
have to
champion
wear a
shirts.
champion shirt on Monday, and if you lose, you have to take
You have to take that shit off and burn it, and then work the rest of the day with
with whatever else.
with whatever else you have underneath.
I don't know. All the ladies are gonna fall in love with
No,
me.
they're not. No,
No ladies.
There's no ladies here. Just kidding. Maybe. What does Craig get to lose? He has to take off his
His
pants. and burn
dignity
them
to
too.
losing to you.
Yeah,
That's
my
enough.
thing, absolutely. I have a lot to lose.
He'll never live it down if he
No.
loses.
Oh, great! I
I
can't
will
wait.
remind him every
I can't wait
day.
until Monday. That
And I will deserve it.
The guy with the castle bishop beat me. That's what he's gonna say. With a 2-finger fucking
Tower. He beat me with his tower.
with his tower bishop.
Wait, his what? His bishop.
Yeah, the one with the yeah.
Or could have been my queen too. You know.
Oh God.
You should have went with
It
that
should
one.
be your
You would have
queen,
still.
but whatever. You know, we'll see.
This is gonna be interesting.
So,
You have to go, don't
I don't
you?
even know how to change the subject here. What time is it?
It's
Dude, is it time?
it's 5:17.
We got a few minutes still.
Okay, yeah.
Wow, John, you've totally ruined this conversation.
Me, I didn't
Hey, it was
bring it
entertaining
up.
for me.
Oh, shoot.
You've ruined the magic that Tops Knives used to be.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Aaron.
This is
He's never
Tops.
gonna look at a Tops the same way
This
again.
is Tops dating.
So, I apologize, Aaron, for the.
We're a separate entity.
This is Tops Daily Grind.
Yeah, this is not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
John-
John's
entered-
view has nothing to do
Take
with
off that hat, John.
Tops Knives.
Oh yeah, just kidding. My bad for everybody. We'll just cut the segment out.
No,
no, it's a
definitely
great
not.
segment.
Yes, we're keeping it. It's gonna age really well.
Yeah, howefully if we keep it and I win, when I win, more like that.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we need predictions. What's your prediction, Edgar? How's this thing gonna go down?
It was that I had faith in John before he started talking.
Right?
Before he started,
He
before he
had
opened
faith in
his
John
mouth.
when he saw his picture from like 10 years ago.
Yeah, like I had faith then when I saw that picture. I'm like, I think he might have been in chess club. He looks like he's in chess club.
I was pretty popular in high school.
And then
so
after he started talking about chess and chess moves, and then he didn't know a basic chess move term, I was lost all hope. That's why I said as soon as he started talking.
He also called it a tower,
Yeah.
and he wasn't talking about the thing that looks like a tower. He was talking about the bishop.
Which is a hat.
I just know I'm gonna win regardless. Like you will not get up the chair without. Like,
I
winning.
feel like this is how it's gonna go. He's gonna start playing.
Is this a joke?
He's gonna lose. No, it's not a joke. He's gonna lose. Then he's gonna make up all these excuses why he lost because chess club was such a long time ago. Even though he says that he still plays chess to this day because he has, and I quote, a bunch of chessboards at home, which I don't know what that means.
I still play chess. I don't know how you think.
Who
you're
you
gonna
play
win.
chess against?
With my 7-year-old brother.
You
No cab
mother-
though. He's really good.
And he
too.
told him, if you beat me,
What's
I
your
beat you up.
win to lose ratio against him?
I don't think I've ever lost.
He's 7.
7-year-old.
He
Thank
could
God.
7.
He could probably beat you in chess too.
Oh,
I won't have to bring him, and he still beat you in chess.
okay.
he's probably like on some Nintendo Switch
Okay.
playing. While
I would
he
feel
fight.
better losing to him than I would feel losing to you at this point.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have to have spectators and cheerleaders. Jesus and Edgar as cheerleaders. And
No, we're announcers. We're gonna do play-by-play.
Oh man, we really need to change the subject. This is just getting. I just can't. I can't do this anymore.
You're the one that brought it back to the chest
I
thing.
know.
What the
I
fuck?
just can't. I can't do it anymore.
I mean, you didn't even know we were gonna play Monday until
we told you on Monday
you guys literally
that we
talked
were going
about
to do
this
it
during
next
break,
Monday.
and then you guys are like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna play chess with Craig." I'm like, "What the fuck? You guys didn't even ask me if I wanted to play."
They didn't ask me either.
Oh fuck! Whose idea was this then?
Probably Jesus's.
Yeah, it's my
And it was
idea.
a great. It was a wonderful idea.
If it's a great idea, it's probably mine.
Yeah, fine.
If it's like really cheesy and lame, it's probably
We're gonna have
Ken's.
to broadcast it live so you can see it when
Oh,
I
it'll
be
be
in
epic.
live.
Where are you gonna spend 4th of July?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see the like most epic one. What is it?
Have you ever seen
west of the Mississippi?
Yep.
Yeah.
This
You
side
should
of the
come to the
Mississippi.
most epic fireworks show west of the Mississippi, but east of the Snake River, which is going to be here tomorrow.
In your back lot.
Yes.
We're actually gonna make a
Yes.
video. It's
We're
gonna be our
gonna-
4th of July video.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah?
gonna do like a potluck dinner and light off a bunch of fireworks all at once to do a
Nice.
video.
That's awesome.
That was a no. He doesn't want to come.
Is that an invite or?
Yeah, that's an
He
invite.
said
That's
no,
an invite.
he didn't want to come.
Yeah.
No, it's
totally.
okay.
You can come as my guest because
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep,
Thank you
we'll
for
have
the invite.
we'll have food and everything. It'll be family, so
Okay. So
Yeah.
So
I'll
you-
talk
you
to
can-
Ashley, but yeah, that sounds
bring
awesome.
your kids. And
Yeah.
we'll
time?
make it friendly. Kids
about
can
7
come.
o'clock.
Yeah, we told everyone to
people will
be
start showing
back at
up.
7. We're
Yeah.
gonna light the fireworks around sunset, so maybe 9-ish.
How are
Yeah.
How are your kids with fireworks?
Fine.
They're fine.
But
My kid gets scared.
This is
needs
gonna be a
inside of
lot
the-
at one time.
That's awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So it's
and
fun.
there's gonna be a boatload of food.
Okay. Sweet.
So
Maybe we should
I'm
put
like
him to work and help
90%
us
there.
to be a third camera.
Totally. If you need
no, I'm
extra
pretty sure
shots,
he's gonna get.
I can get
footage
some
too.
shots. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun, even for your
Yeah.
channel.
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
We did it last year, and it was pretty epic.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
we got
No, that
so
sounds
much.
like a lot of fun.
Yeah, so much feedback on that, like positive feedback.
Right.
So tomorrow, 7
Sweet.
p.m.
7 o'clock right here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
That sounds great.
Feel free to bring the family.
Yeah. Totally.
So now that we're kind of getting back into it.
yes, now we're getting in the grip.
Let everybody know where to be following you.
Yeah, so-
especially your new venture.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
to our 4 followers.
Gideon's Tactical on YouTube, and then Instagram are the main platforms, but also on Facebook. And then Live the Trek is the new one, Live the Trek, and that is also on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. And that's way more, there will be little reviews and things. Like today's video, I talked about pool noodles, like no joke. I was literally at the general store at one of these places, and there's a pool noodle, and I was like, that's exactly what I need for like 5 things in this RV. And so there was like all this stuff that I could use it for. And so there'll be that, but a lot of just like fun, more artistic shots and just our adventures and our life on the road basically is what Live the Trek is more about. So yeah.
Hashtag van life.
Yes.
Get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because the other videos they get to know a little bit about you, but
Right.
mainly about the product that you're
presenting
showing.
the gear.
Here they
Yeah.
get to see like you, your family, what you guys
Definitely.
like to do.
Should do a podcast.
I know I want to do one at a point. It's another thing.
Yeah,
to do.
this equipment is because it's portable and
Right.
it's so easy to do all the editing afterwards.
Set up and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, because I mean that's what we do when we're driving from place to place. It's like we just download a bunch of podcasts and listen to them and stuff. So that would be super sweet to do.
Yeah. Plus, just the kind of experience you're going to get from just living differently than most people do.
Yeah.
That's interesting to people. That it's interesting to me to be able to see somebody not live in a house, traveling the whole country, 2 kids.
Yep.
Like that's abnormal, and you're gonna have some stuff that's gonna be awesome and some stuff that's gonna suck.
Yep.
And it'll be cool to like see and hear all of it.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah,
do a
that's
clean
definitely what we
podcast
wanna
as
do,
well
yeah.
for people that listen with their family because he obviously can't listen to this one with his family.
Yeah.
Unless we
Usually
send
my
them
boys
like,
are still kind of like, what?
unless we send them like a censored version that will be like 15 minutes long.
Where every word beeped out.
Just mute John the whole time.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything bad.
Really, John?
Oh, John, you're a good dude, man.
He's not.
I can't wait till we play this chess
Monday.
game. I just want
See,
it to be
there you
over.
go, Craig. Oh my
brought it
god.
back?
Oh my god.
I just
You know
want
what?
it to be over with.
I'm gonna purposely lose for this.
He's
time.
like Edgar in skydiving. You going skydiving?
No, you're not gonna do that, John. Don't
No,
do
I'm
that.
gonna
thought you
give
were telling
maximum
me. I was like,
effort. Yeah,
Oh, I know you're gonna go skydiving. That I'm not
Edgar has
gonna
told
question
man.
that.
600 people already that he's going skydiving.
Anyways,
I'm just kidding.
So, what is the place besides here?
We just kind of closed it out.
I
You're
know.
going
We're
back
gonna-
into it.
I know.
Okay,
Just
go.
as the last question.
We just
wrap
got
it
to
up.
the end of the thing, and now you're bringing us back.
No,
Look,
no.
I forgot to show you this shit.
One last question for just to wrap it up, and then on a
Okay, go ahead.
what do we know about
fucking
media?
Jesus. Okay, so so last question.
Yes.
You're doing this for a year. You're only 2 weeks in.
That's like
That's like a beginning of the podcast
the
question.
beginning of the road podcast.
Stop.
Okay,
I'm
go.
Leading up to the question.
Okay, go ahead.
What is, besides Tops, the place you want to go see the most over this year? Like, what's the one place you're like, this is the place I have to see?
That's the middle of the episode.
I kind of asked that question already.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Go ahead.
Answer it again.
Answer it again. I had one. I had a theoretical question too. Go ahead.
Okay. Gosh, the one place. Jeez.
I said top 4.
He did.
I
didn't really answer that question
Exactly.
either.
That's why I'm bringing it back. You're welcome.
Is that a callback?
Yes.
Is that a callback?
Yes.
I guess like the Key West Islands. Like we're going to be down there in Florida. I've heard they're amazing. I've never really spent. I actually don't know if I've ever been to Florida, or if I was, it was like flying through the Miami airport or something. So I think that spending time in Florida, and particularly down there in the southern tip, I think is going to be really cool and just very different than the environment that I'm used to with like the mountains, like Idaho, I'm at home, like Utah, I'm pretty much at home, like Montana, Wyoming, it's all in one way or another similar, like Western mountainous, like rugged terrain environment, and Florida is not that. So
What time of year are you going to be going through there? Sorry.
we're trying to match it with, apparently March is like the most popular time for RVers to be there. So it's basically booked a year out. Like, no joke. Like it's almost impossible to find something unless you book a year out. So we're going to do April. So it'll be a little bit warmer, like low 80s, but we're going to do, I think, like most of April.
Okay, so doing the opposite of what you're trying to do with your RV trip.
Yeah.
We're going to do speed round real quick. Okay, so go. We're just going to ask questions. You're going to answer real quick.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
This is for our audience.
I'm terrible at this. I'm terrible
If you
at
had unlimited budget, what would you do different?
Unlimited budget?
Yeah.
I would get probably like a 3500 and a good size fifth wheel, like a big RV.
Go. I didn't really think this through. This speed round doesn't really
This
work.
really
quite. Yeah.
sucks. Yeah, every time we do a speed round, it just gets.
I'm terrible at like.
Are you scared of the traffic in any area that you're like, man, this is gonna suck?
Well,
having
I
a trailer.
pulled trailers a lot when I worked for an oil company. I had to go up into Montana a bunch, and I even drove it to South Dakota a couple times and stuff. So I'm used to that. It's not fun when it's really tight. You just want like trying to observe everything and not clip something, but it's not like overly stressful and backing up and all that stuff. I'm used to working with trailers, I guess, so it's not super.
Do you do all the driving?
I am currently doing all the driving. My wife has driven a couple times, like practicing parking and that type of stuff. And so just getting her to a place where she needs to. What if I'm incapacitated, something happened, whatever, they fight for life me out and she's got to like meet me 300 miles away or something with the family. It's like, she's got to be able to do that. So she is very involved with all the hitching up. She knows all of that. She's not super comfortable, obviously, like backing up and like going on the highway and traveling in that capacity, but we're trying to get her to that point. She's open to that. She's not like, no, I'm not doing that. She just needs the confidence and just the time to do it.
If your kids were older, would you still do this?
I would say as long as they were up for it. I think if they were not and they were like, I hate you, Dad, you're going to take us away from like everything that we have. And like, we're going to like, because at that point they're like conscious enough to be able to make those decisions. Like, he's 5. It's like, you don't really have any friends. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about.
5-year-olds would be in kindergarten, right?
What's that? Yeah.
Or about.
About.
Yeah.
A boot. So,
Yes.
Hey,
you guys going to homeschool them
Yes.
the kindergarten year? So
he's only gonna miss naps
bunch
and
of finger
snacks.
painting and what?
Yeah.
Naps and snacks. That's what he's
right.
gonna have.
Yeah. So she's going to homeschool. I was homeschooled my entire life. All 4 of my siblings were, or all 3 of my siblings were as well.
We can tell.
So yeah,
The math is off a little.
So that is something that we have definitely talked about. I mean, until we do it a couple years, we won't know. You know, I mean, we want him to be educated. We want him to learn. My wife, I know a lot of it will land on her to help him with that, you know, like to teach him. So if she can do it and likes it and he is learning, then we'll probably keep doing it and try it with our second son. If it's really an uphill battle, then, you know, long term, we just won't be able to do that.
Any closing statements?
Wow.
That we can end
I like knives. That was a really good. That was a really good lightning round.
Yeah, it was a horrible lightning round.
No, it was great. Once you took over the questions, it was awesome.
It was cool having you.
It really should just be you and me.
Right? Let's get these guys out of here. Let's go. Aaron and Jesus.
There you go.
Oh,
It will work great.
Oh,
yes.
New podcast right there.
There it is. Conversations with Jesus.
That's your ending.
I like knives. There
I
you
like
go.
knives.
That was
There you
that.
Anyways, go to Top's Daily Grind. Get some of these shot glasses.
Ooh, yeah,
we
these
just
are
got
Or
this
pretty sweet.
topsnipes.com.
or some stickers.
Yeah,
No, they don't stack though, guys.
Yeah, they
How am I supposed to pour it up?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's
That's
not stacking, bro.
It's stacked.
Stacked.
Not very well,
Ish.
though.
So go to Top's Daily Grind to get the Top's Daily Grind one. We also have the Top's Knives one over on the Top's Knives page. We have a discount code for the Top's Daily Grind listeners, right, Craig?
Yes, it's Benny's Big Hands or something. To that
Any big
effect.
hands, something
Has
like
anybody used it?
Yeah.
But we
Yeah,
also have TDG30 for Top's Knives.
Yeah,
Yep.
at topsknives.com, it's TDG 30. That's Top's Daily Grind 30 for 30% off your order.
Stickers too.
And then, we got the stickers. You said Snickers first, but you
Yeah,
don't
you
snack.
did say Snickers.
Okay.
So, and then on Top's Daily Grind, Benny's Big Hands.
Okay.
All right, before we go, are you related to Aaron? Or not Aaron, Carl Malone?
Yeah,
I wish.
Yeah, which
Carl
one?
was awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, you fucked it up. You only understood. See you guys.
See you guys.
Okay, bye.
Peace.